Hi, welcome back to WOW, the Wealth Optimization Workshops. Back here, Scott Collier, the Call Dog. Excited to talk to you about investment types. We've been diving into GICs, annuities, mutual funds. No different than mutual funds though. This is a very complex topic in this session that we cannot touch on every aspect of in a brief video clip, but we want to give you some fundamentals. Mutual funds are better understood by the public than segregated funds, more familiar. Takes specialized licensing through the Financial Services Commission of Ontario to be able to offer these, different than the regulators. Mutual funds are regulated by the MFDA or by in the IROC channel. So we're looking at, they're very similar to mutual funds in the sense the investment options. In fact, you can have the identical mutual fund or segregated fund that is the exact same investment manager and same fund. However, segregated funds basically have an insurance wrapper, for lack of a better term, around that provides certain features and guarantees around that investment fund that are distinguishable features from what are connected to a mutual fund. Sometimes these are also called variable annuities or variable insurance contracts. The most common term, segregated funds. When you hear the term seg fund, that's what we're talking about here, is a segregated fund. Those are held separate from the assets of the financial company that's overseeing them, and you've got the same types of investment options as far as very conservative to very aggressive or very moderate type funds that you can choose from, or diversified portfolios. One of the basic features within a segregated fund that distinguishes it from mutual funds is that they are creditor protected at a basic level. Another key feature, you name beneficiaries. So it bypasses probate fees and estate administration tax. So from a creditor perspective, for small business owners, for example, or people that may have creditor issues, could be preferable to have their assets in segregated funds versus mutual funds. From an estate planning perspective, definitely beneficial compared to the equivalent mutual funds. There is also income-related segregated funds, so not all segregated funds build this feature in, but you can structure it where there is a guaranteed income for life. So you go back to some of that retirement income planning that we were talking about and building that base of guaranteed income to cover your basic needs, to make sure that whether it be longevity risk, that you do not outlive your money, that you're protected against risks such as inflation, market volatility, because no matter what happens, you're going to have certain maturity guarantees built in. You're going to have death guarantees, for example, that you could have 100% death guarantee in your segregated fund, meaning if you passed away and the market value was down at the time, that the company is obligated to return 100% of your principal. So those are typically estate-related focused segregated funds, but ones where people need a guaranteed income for life, but perhaps they don't have a pension at work, and they don't want to invest their money into a payout annuity because they would rather have more control on their investments, more flexibility, better access to around how they spend the money, but that they can build in a guaranteed income for life based on their age to make sure that they can receive that income for life no matter how long they live. That can be a very beneficial feature as well. Now, segregated funds generally have a higher management fee than the equivalent mutual fund. How much more? Depends on what type of segregated fund you purchase and what additional features you're building into it as guarantees. So that's something you would have to ask yourself. It's not the right fit for everybody. Lots of people can be very well invested in mutual funds, but for particularly people that have some adverse feelings to when it comes to their risk tolerance, and people who need certain guarantees or estate planning or creditor protection advantages, these can be a very good feature that you should be talking to an advisor about to see if these could be a good fit for you. Hope that makes sense. Look forward to